We are on day 2 for our interview. We had a pre-light yesterday, came in, pre-lit the space. We are dealing with huge windows in the background. So we are at the mercy of what happens outside in downtown. And with windows come reflections. So you could actually see my reflection there from the magic cloth. This shoot is brought to you by Alex and Andrew with Dallas Drone Pros. Not bros, but pros. So we have 3 cameras set up. Our subject will be sitting down here, looking at a laptop for a Zoom call. We'll have our 2 main cameras, one wider, one tight here. These were stand-in cameras yesterday. I actually had to help with pre-light yesterday and then skedoodle to another shoot. So we're putting the FX6s in place. And then we have an over-the-shoulder here, which will remain the FX3. And that will be looking over the shoulder for the interview so they could see the screen. The client requested 2 mics, one pointing down, one pointing upward. So they have a safety. That was their request, so we're following that. We have an Amaran tube for a little bit of an edge. If we don't have a lot of light coming in from outside, we'll use it accordingly. We just have to watch out for the glare on the screen. And that is a T2C with a 45-degree grid. Over here, we were getting reflections. The wall was white like this, so we put up a ultra bounce that we had in case we wanted bounce. And this ultra bounce has a dark side to it, so it's just T-barred up in place to just hang it up, make it quick and easy on a C-stand. All right, and then over here we have an 8x. So the ultra bounce was an 8x, and then over here we have an 8x magic cloth with a 1200D and Fresnel, giving us just the exposure we need on the subject. It's very frontal, it's very flat, and we'll get Andrew to hop in once we get everything set up and we'll get some screen grabs. You can see the reflection over there in the glass. So we had to make sure we shot at an angle. So if you're dealing with glass, if you could shoot at an angle, it helps reduce reflections. Just like a mirror, if you're looking at a mirror at an angle, you don't see yourself. If you're right in front of it, you see yourself. So that's something we considered. And then we have an Aputure 600D Pro shooting off into the corner here, bouncing and giving the subject a little bit of an edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit down right here and show you what it would be like from camera side, and then I'm going to turn it around and show you what it looks like from the subject's point of view here. So right now we're swapping cameras out, and then we can get some test shots and show you everything. So this is the space. Windows can be difficult, and a lot of times you can come in early and you could put some ND on them. The issues we're dealing with today is we may not have enough light outside at certain times. We're gonna turn on the tube light to see what we're going with our hair light. So get that going right there. And then we will turn on our 600D right here, which is giving us a little bit of an edge. Is that coming through? Did that pop on? Yeah, that's good. And then we will turn on a 1200D. And then that's the 1200D in play. And if we need more output, we can do another 600D. Our settings are f2.8 with 1/5 ND, and we are radioactive hot. Our person has a darker skin complexion, so we should be good. All right, I want to drop some details. This was a multi-location virtual interview. So it was actually a Zoom call between someone here in the US and someone in England. We were coordinating with that team to get a similar look and feel for our setups. The team that hired us out was actually on site with us in Dallas, and a portion of their team was in England. We were getting instructions from England and from the people on site on what they wanted for the look. Yes, they wanted a very flat look. That is what the client requested. We went flat. Yes, more negative would have been great. Changing up and being a little more stylized would have been great. The client did not want that. They wanted a flat look, so I put a big diffusion straight on, giving it a very flat look per the request of the client. Also, framing was not finalized. What you see in the framing is not finalized. We fine-tuned it, and we did shift the tight angle to be between the two pillars of the window so it's not coming out of the subject's head. And then exposure would be finalized when the subject came in. I was just showing the range that we had and the ability to go brighter if we needed to accommodate the subject, because the subject had a darker skin tone. So those are some things to factor in and know that, we had to make adjustments. The day before, when we were doing our pre-lighting, we also had a more overcast day. It was overcast the second day, but the sun was starting to punch through. So we had to introduce that 600D to give us more output, going from 1200 watts to 1800 watts total going through the diffusion. Also, some of the elements like the hair light or the edge didn't really play because we were so powerful on that key that was just flat on that they weren't really doing anything. Early on, when I set it up because I had a more stylized look. The client didn't want that. They went for a flat look. Let's go ahead and jump in now to how things looked with false color, and let's wrap this video up. We're gonna turn on the tube light to see what we're going with our hair light. So get that going right there. And then we will turn on our 600D right here, which is giving us a little bit of an edge. Is that coming through? Did that pop on? Yeah, that's good. And then we will turn on a 1200D. And then that's the 1200D in play. And if we need more output, we can do another 600D. Our settings are f2.8 with 1/5 ND, and we are radioactive hot. Our person has a darker skin complexion, so we should be good. We're going with a very flat look, clean, high bright on our subject. And false colors. If we were to expose for him, I would probably bring the ND up a little bit. It's about right there. Keep going. Probably in that world at 1.7 ND, like on the wide. But we're going to be at 1/5 right now, and we have a little bit of latitude in case we need it for our subject. So we're right in the world we need. We added another 600D, giving us a total of 1800 watts of output. And then this 600D with the Fresnel is very low output at 6%, giving us that little bit of an edge with the bounce off there, motivating the windows. And we made sure to separate all these lights out on different circuits, which here they're actually labeled. So this is circuit 7th level, circuit 36. And the other one here is at 42. So we have them on separate circuits. And then this one here in the kitchen is 33. So we're spread out pretty well. We brought a lot of firepower for this shoot to expose our subject correctly and have our windows exposed properly and not blown out. What's your go-to light for shooting with windows in the background in the frame? Let me know down below in the comments. Thanks so much everyone for watching. I really appreciate you. Thank you to all the subscribers, all the people that interact, like this video. It means so much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.